Introducing Naturally You, a podcast celebrating the unfiltered stories of inspiring women, each one as rare, radiant, and resilient as a natural diamond. Welcome to Naturally You. I am so excited because today I'm sitting down with content creator and founder of Beauty Access and Beauty Forward, Miss Isan Elba. Mm-hmm. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. So I've been looking at your Instagram, looking at your business, and it's super inspirational to see what you've built at such a young age too. What inspired you to start Beauty Access and Beauty Forward, and like how did your personal journey shape like the company's mission?
Okay, so I'm gonna say long story short, and then I'm gonna
let's go into the long story.
Yeah. So I'm a content creator. That was really kind of my first job.
How did you get into that?
I can say. Oh gosh. Okay. I like you, so I'll give you the real story. I had an ex-boyfriend. Okay. And he invited me to Paris during Fashion Week, which I fully was like, I have no clue really what the fashion weeks entail. I heard of New York Fashion Week vaguely and just knew it was like runways and whatever. But it was around the time that creators were starting to enter the space. So during that trip, I met a lot of different people who were creators, and I was like, this is your job? Like to go out to these like parties and stuff. And I was in college. I was at NYU for film.
NYU.
Really? Oh my gosh. I was going to say fellow graduate, but I dropped out. So I ended up, that was like, you know, my way of kind of supporting myself during college. And leading up to this dropout, content was doing really well, and it was giving me opportunities to be on sets, which is what I really, really wanted to do. I wanted to be a producer. And so I ended up leaving, but I'm a Capricorn, so I'm very like, if I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna make sure that I have a plan. So I got my hands dirty, was on, just short film sets, and then also doing content creation. And then I did that for about a year. I stumbled across DJing, other long-winded, random tangent story, but became a DJ. And it was a great way for me to be able to interact with brands that I work with as a creator, but also take it a step further. And so I just kind of built more relationships, more behind the scenes. I've always had an interest in business and producing of any type. So I started getting this bug of how do I do something more? How do I do something more meaningful? Because I love being a creator, but really and truly it's kind of like being a glorified saleswoman. You sell things to people, and I was like, I don't really think this is something I want to do for the rest of my life. At the same time, I also had an issue with a bunch of PR. So products that brands send to me for marketing, which if you had told me at 16 that would happen to me, I would have actually fainted. But I was so grateful for all these products, but physically I could not use all of them. There's no way I'm going to get through, 20 moisturizers before they expire or whatever happens. And I was trying to give my products away to my friends and my family, but they all also had so many products that I kept giving them out. So my next step was trying to figure out, how do I donate these products? And that became a hurdle in itself, because I was calling shelters and emailing people and asking, hey, I went to emailing to try and donate. That's how far it went. But it became an issue because I realized that it was a hassle for them to try and take these products on, and they're beauty products, so you have to make sure that they're unopened and actually safe for their community to use. So I was like, you know what, why don't I try and do something? I have a bug to start an event or do some type of community initiative, so let me take a stab at it. And that's how Beauty Access was born. We had our one-off event, which, I thought it was going to be one-off. And I asked girls 16 through 19 to fill out a form. And keep in mind, once again, no clue what I was doing. Fell out of form. Anybody who had an interest in beauty, anybody who wanted to be a creator, anybody who wanted a support system, sign up. And then I had 5 of my creator friends donate around 1,000 products for that event, and it was all unused, unopened PR that they had collected. And I set up a gifting suite for the girls. There was around 20 of them, and they all left with 2 huge bags of products. It was an amazing feeling. I was kind of like a therapist at that event, which I love because I love yapping. I took time to just speak with every single girl. And also at the event, we had a career panel, which was about I had a woman who was the head of PR at MAC Cosmetics, a vice president of VIP at Carla Auto, a journalist at Birdie, and then the head of talent at my old management company. And education and learning and passing that along is super important to me. So I just tried to build that into that event as well, because I love telling young girls, hey, come in and get whatever you want for free. But also, how do I do something that could also try and advance them career-wise and work-wise. So it was a really special event, and I had so much outreach from people asking, how do I donate? How do I get involved? I would love to maybe teach a class or something. So it really just snowballed into this bigger thing. And I started doing my research, and I created a social enterprise. So an organization that, our whole mission is more inclusivity, diversity, and sustainability within the beauty industry. And then in March, I want to say, is when I started creating Beauty Forward, which is our nonprofit arm. We redistribute the excess beauty and hygiene products to underserved communities. We partnered with Women in Need, which is the largest women's shelter network in New York. And what's unique about us is that we are tech enabled. So we scan every single product that comes into our inventory. During the holiday drive that we just did, we donated 5,000 products. Wow. And we collected the information on all of those because it helps us inform how to actually give out products intentionally. Mm-hmm. Another case study, if you will, is we had a brand that was shutting down, and I was a big fan of the brand, and I just reached out to the founder, and I was like, hi, I have this organization. If you have any products that you'd like to donate to us, we would so appreciate it. And she gave us over 4,000 products. And what she brand? Said, Amicoli.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
It was the founder is an amazing woman, and now she's at Skims.
I know. I've been following her whole journey.
Yeah, no, she's the coolest. Yeah. And SoCon has always supported what I've done. Mm-hmm. And she was saying that, unfortunately, if we didn't take the products, they would just throw them away. Yeah.
I know, that's crazy.
There's literally no other choice. And that was something that I discovered in my journey, was that a lot of brands don't have other choices and resources other than putting them in landfills, and that's why we exist.
And then there's so many people in need of these products.
Absolutely.
Too. That's really incredible. Yeah. And it sounds kind of like there must have been a lot of hurdles in figuring this out, scaling it. Yeah. What were some of the biggest challenges you encountered when, as a young founder, with this idea, trying to create something out of nothing?
Yeah, I have zero business experience. Like I said, content creator was my first job.
I feel like content creators, though, you're your own entrepreneur, you know, and it 100%. Gives you a lot. You manage your own until you have someone your own deals and how to get business. You're selling yourself, you're selling other products. It's a little boot camp to be an entrepreneur.
No, I completely agree. Yeah. And now we're seeing this boom of creators starting their own companies. Mm-hmm. But when I was starting this, it was really hard to find creators who were also kind of doing something a little bit similar. So I was really a part of YouTube University and using Claude to try to figure things out. But I think the biggest thing was this hurdle of not only having to figure out how to navigate building a business on the financial, marketing, legal, and product aspect, but also thinking about the fact that we don't sell anything. We don't sell anything.
Yeah.
So it's completely a different structure than what's commonly out there. So I've kind of had to teach myself and take information and then figure out how to apply it to what I'm doing specifically, because there's not a lot of resources out there on social enterprises. A lot of people don't even know what that is. I didn't even know what that was until I started.
Can you explain what it is?
So a social enterprise is a company whose whole mission is social impact or public service. That you can have a Tom's is a perfect example. Their mission is they sell shoes and then they donate the profits to I think specifically mental health organizations. Another one is B Corp and B Lab. B Lab is like an organization that just wants to create more social good amongst communities, and then B Corp is their like metric system of how they do that and auditing companies and such. So all of these brands that do these things have a mission and aren't just driven by profit, and that's something that's not very common. So I had to learn how to make something last that, and I'm still learning this 100%, make something last while also trying to keep it afloat.
And so what's your like grander vision for Beauty Access and Beauty Forward as you look forward to continue to build it?
Yeah. Well, the beauty industry doesn't have a lot of regulations. You're not required to really say if something is expired or not, so you could be sold expired stuff. There's, the whole issue with just throwing perfectly good. There was around like 5 billion products that just get thrown away each year that are completely good to use. So what I would love to be is kind of this cornerstone of the industry, an accountability partner. I don't think that the aspect of marketing or using plastic is ever really going to go away, but my goal is to be really realistic and try to work with brands to say here's a clear, easy option for us to make an impact and do a little bit better and clean up behind ourselves.
I love that. How have you managed like doubt or pressure or feeling like you've had to prove yourself as you are, growing in your career?
Yeah. So, I'm 24. I just turned 24. I think this is the first time I'm saying this out loud. And I am a baby and I'm learning all of these things. So I say that I try not to be too hard on myself, but obviously I make mistakes all the time, but I'm grateful that I'm young and I can make those mistakes. I like to ask questions. I like to be in rooms with founders like yourself, and I'm the first person to say if I don't know how to do something. So it's a constant battle, but I try to put these, I don't know how to describe it. I try to coach myself and just tell myself hey, this is how it's supposed to be. Being comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Yeah. And knowing, when to ask for help or what you don't know.
Yeah.
And then as a Capricorn, you seem very driven and focused and have accomplished a lot for so early already. Was beauty always something you were personally passionate about, or you kind of just fell into it?
Yeah, my mom was a makeup artist.
Oh, wow.
So I have been really around beauty my whole life, and I did not realize that until I started this, how much I knew. At the first event, I was helping the girls shop, and I could tell them about every single product. It was crazy. Even if I had never used it. I just had
innately
known about it.
Knew.
I just knew about it because I had been watching makeup tutorials, and you remember the 2016 makeup tutorial, makeup influencer era.
Yeah.
They were it girls. And I would just watch those videos all the time. So I constantly knew.
They're saying 2026 is the new 2016.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is. I'm posting a vlog this Thursday. Check it out. And it, like, vlogger era, everything, all of that is back. I'm so excited. But yeah, no, that was really my era where I was learning about beauty and makeup, and I've always loved experimenting with it. So obviously I made an organization surrounding it.
That's incredible. Would you ever like want to ever create your own product, or you're seeing there's like already so much out there that
I'm a little scarred now.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought about it at one point. I do get that question a lot. I'm like, I actually don't think I should be doing that.
What responsibility do you see today's brands have when it comes to like equity and inclusivity? What's like a piece of feedback?
Yeah, I think the buzzword of DEI is disappointing, especially because at first I thought, these brands really want to open up the space to other people, and then you watch this like domino effect of a lot of companies kind of scrapping them. And my thought on it is that there shouldn't be an initiative. It should just be baked into what you do. And technically, by definition, we are a DEI initiative, but I would never refer to it as that because I think that is, a moral baseline that you should want to include everybody, and anybody who has the knowledge and the skills to do so should be considered. And then also acknowledging that a lot of people don't have the opportunity to even get the job interview or to use this new product. And so I think it's instead of it being this like you should be inclusive thing, like it's past an action that you should be doing. It is something that is a basis and a foundation of what a brand is.
And it seems pretty crazy that we're still talking about this in like 2026.
Yeah. It's frustrating. And that's why when I'm working on all the stuff that I work with, I'm constantly having new ideas of how to integrate the community and sustainability and things like that. And so I have way less resources than these billion-dollar companies, so I just hope that they can acknowledge that and and work together with other communities who are trying to do the same.
I think it's great, and you're probably as you continue with your initiatives and growing, I'm sure you've had thoughts of like expanding into other areas.
Yeah.
Even bringing people from that you're serving into your business. Like, can you tell me a little bit about like any sort of like ideas you have for any future growth?
Yeah. Okay. I have so many. This is so hard. Okay. We'll give
visions.
I'd say long-term vision is I definitely want to be around for a long time. The model that we have, which is getting donations in and then being able to kind of take inventory on all of this and then distribute it out, that can be applied. If that can be applied to beauty, that can be applied to food, medication, clothing. Like, I would love for Beauty Access and Beauty Forward to be a staple example of what a circular economy looks like. So that's really the overhead. But I think tangibly, we're working directly with companies now to build out programs and initiatives within their, company structure already. So working with people who are in circular economy divisions in beauty brands, which I didn't even know was a thing. And then, like I said about overproduction and overstock, working directly with brands to be their go-to resource for products like that because they know they're going to be going to a good home. And then also raising more awareness about this issue. I think the PR conversation seems really minor, but when you really kind of go down the rabbit hole, it's about a much bigger issue, which is there's enough to go around, but we're not sharing it and we're not talking about it. So how do I kind of use this theme of beauty and put it on a pedestal and explain to people that this is something that can be applied to other things as well?
And as someone who's doing this plus content creation, how do you like balance like having two kind of full-time jobs?
Yeah, DJing is also.
And DJ, 3 full-time jobs. You're morning to night, like all 24/7.
Yeah, I actually just posted like an unrealistic day in my life vlog because I realized the only way for people to really understand what I do is to watch, or how I do everything is to watch, because I will wake up and then I have meetings during the day, and then maybe I have an event to go to, so I'll do my makeup in the morning and then I look cute in my meetings, which typically does not happen, and then I'll go to my event, maybe make some content around it, and then I'll go to a DJ gig. Like, I just kind of take my day in chunks, and I personally like being busy. I like being busy. I like interacting with people. I like being on the go. Over the holiday break, I was like, okay, so when am I going back to work? Which is like kind of sad to say.
That's the Capricorn.
It's the Capricorn in me. My friends are like, you're crazy. And I'm like, I just thrive doing this.
Yeah.
But also, I love what I do. So, I mean, I can't really be mad at the fact that I'm getting up to, make sure that women have products that they deserve, So, I think that's the cheat code.
Awesome. Well, let's do a little break for a small diamond game, if that works.
Excited. Diamonds are girls' best friend.
So what we like to do is, since we are a natural diamond engagement ring company, just to show you different styles of rings and get your own like personal take on like who is the woman that would wear this ring and why. And there's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah. I'm excited.
So let's start with this one. This is a 4.5 carat marquise set in a yellow gold pave knife edge solitaire.
All of that, I don't even know what you said. Like, that was the fanciest description ever.
So the marquee is like the shape of the stone. It's like pointy on both ends and elongated. It's very popular now. Selena Gomez got engaged with one.
This looks... I've never even seen this shape before.
It's very popular now. It wasn't that cool for a little bit, but now it's back.
Yeah, now I understand why it's popular. This is gorgeous. Okay, the girl I think would wear this, she's fun and is someone who doesn't hate traditional things but likes to just make it a little bit more glamorous, a little bit more like, how do you describe, like someone who's not going with the crowd?
Yeah, someone like that's going against the grain a little bit.
Exactly. A cool girl who's doing that, but she's very pretty, princessy. Like, this feels like a princess would also have this. Yeah,
a cool girl princess.
A cool girl princess. A girl princess.
This is an old European cut, set in like an Art Deco platinum setting.
Okay.
So it's an antique round.
Really? Antique. Okay, I'm learning.
Yeah, old European.
So automatically, I'm gravitating towards this. So I want to say businesswoman. A woman who wants to look down at her hand and just remember, that hubby's at home.
Yeah.
And she's on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the size is also giving that as well, because it's not like a huge like rock, but it's also like
4 carats.
It's there. Yeah, I'm trying. Well, it's there.
Yeah, perfect size. Okay, this one is a fancy yellow cushion cut set in a bezel.
Ooh. Interesting.
This one has stumped you.
Yeah, this one has truly stumped me. I'm like trying to go through all the examples.
It's okay if you don't like it too.
No, I do like this. I personally am. I don't think I could do a gold ring. I think I'd have to do a silver ring. Yeah, platinum. So I'm like, who would? Like,
why platinum for you? Because you're wearing gold hoops.
Oh, that's true. I feel like it just goes better with the diamond, because diamond, but this one is...
Platinum is more like traditional, like bridal.
Yes, exactly. But this is like, this to me is more of like a traditional cut. Like, this looks like an engagement ring. But then the gold.
And it's yellow.
Yeah, and then it's yellow. So I really don't know. I feel like this girl she likes nature.
Okay.
She likes nature and she likes art. She's artsy.
I can see that.
She's artsy.
And like,
maybe she owns a gallery.
So you're painting in nature, maybe.
Yeah. And then she looks out at the ring. She's like, that's the sun.
Yeah.
And then she paints the sun.
Love that. Okay, this one is an elongated antique cushion cut on a two-tone solitaire.
Oh, two-tone?
So like the prongs are platinum, but the band is yellow gold.
Oh!
And it's a solitaire because it's just one single stone.
Wait, I didn't know you could do that. You could make them different colors?
Because a lot of times we like to do platinum for the prongs because it helps like the color of the diamond. Because you set it directly in yellow, then it will reflect into the diamond.
Wait, I would do this. I would do this. The girl is me.
Yeah.
Actually,
that's you. This is you.
Wait, this is, and also I really love this shape. Because I think the square is cute, but this is like fingers are like long, and I think it elongates your finger. And I also love the fact that it's two-tone, because I love two-tone jewelry. I wear it all the time.
Me too. I love metals.
So the fact that it's in a ring, so I would say the girl is me.
Okay, amazing. And last but not least, we have an Asher cut with trapezoid side stones and platinum.
Wait, the girl's also me. This one. I like this. Oh, wait. Okay, she's a London girl.
Okay, I could see that.
She's a London girl.
Where did you grow up?
Atlanta.
Oh, really?
Random, yeah. You thought I was going to say London.
Yeah.
Most people do.
But I was like, you don't have an accent.
No. That's what I get that comment. I'm not kidding, every single day. I thought you would have a British accent. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm a citizen. I just didn't get the cool accent. So yeah, that's really embarrassing for me. But a girl with an accent would have this. And I want to say she is like, I don't want to say businesswoman again, because that seems like the only job I think.
She's like a posh, like socialite kind of
yes. But then she's also an executive, like at like some type of, maybe a bank.
Yeah.
Maybe a bank. Yeah. Socialite, and then like, party at night.
Like a not a businesswoman, but like a woman in business.
A woman in business. Wait, no, that was good. You described it perfectly. Okay. Yeah, I don't
know what the difference is, but it seems like there's a distinction.
Yeah, no, there is a distinction, She's not running the company because she doesn't want the stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't need it.
She doesn't need it. She's good. She has her social lighting to do.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you for playing. That was fun.
Thank you. I love that. And now I learned so many new things for when
your first foray. You're only 24. So
yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly. That's why I was like,
start dipping your toes.
In some time.
Earlier you mentioned like your dream was to be a producer. Is that still on the table, or like you've kind of moved on from that, or?
Definitely still on the table. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of the things that we do is production based, and I define producing as just taking an idea and turning it into something physical. So I produce all the events that we do. I produce like the way that we use technology to sort and scan all of the products, and like I didn't physically do it, but I kind of guided the production of that, and created it. So I constantly do that. But in a creator sense, I also, like, ads that I do for brands, produce it. On top of that, I think it was, not last year, technically, the year before that, I invested in a Broadway play. So that
Which
was
one?
like Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, I see the ads everywhere.
Yeah. That one, it did. I mean, it was a great idea because it did very well. It was kind of my way of supporting the arts. I always want to do that, and I would love to create docu-series, especially because I'm discovering so many things that just don't have the resources for awareness. So producing things like that, and then I don't know, maybe producing something that I can act in for fun. I want to kind of do every career under the sun. You might see me as an astronaut. I don't know. Okay, probably not that.
Well, I don't know. People are going to the moon these days.
Perry.
Yeah.
Katy Perry can do it.
You can do it.
I can
do it. Growing up with a parent in the public eye, what values or lessons did your dad instill that show up and lead every day for you?
He flies planes, he acts, he DJs, he has multiple companies, and he's always been that way. So I take this ambitious spark that he had and I use it in my day-to-day. I think that is why I can't take no for an answer. He's never been able to do that either, and as a young woman, I think that was extremely powerful for me to be able to see that, because I don't ever limit myself. I'm joking that if you might see me as an astronaut, but if I genuinely wanted to do that, I would never tell myself I couldn't. I would just say, okay, what's step 1, step 2,
exactly.
step 3. So yeah, I'd say that is probably the biggest thing, and I'm really grateful for that.
What do they say, like, if you get no, you're just, like, asking the wrong person.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
You are.
And I really believe that.
And most of the time, also, you don't really ever, not that you don't get no's, but they're less common than you think. Mm-hmm. You automatically write off yourself a lot of the times, and then when someone says, oh yeah, sure, actually, then you rewrite your brain to realize that no's don't happen as much as you think they do.
Do you have any other like words of wisdom or advice for like young women who would listen or follow you and think you're inspirational?
Oh gosh. Taking up space has been a practice that I forced myself to do. Like I said, don't limit myself. So when I'm in a room, I'm not afraid to ask questions, or I'm not afraid to make a suggestion, because even if it doesn't land, that's just a learning experience for me. So I say don't be afraid to learn new things, even things that you think might not be relevant. Environmental science was my number 1 class in high school. It was the only class I got an A+ in.
I loved environmental science in high school.
It was so fun, and now
AP
working
environmental science.
Okay, I wasn't there. Mine was CP, which is like the lowest rank. But I love that for you.
I have never flexed on that before, so
no, you just flexed on me, Styles. I loved it though. I'm like, we need to touch base, share notes after class. So yeah, and now with sustainability, mm-hmm. I kind of work in that. Yeah. I love just learning new random things and sticking my neck out to say hello to someone if I have a question, So, yeah, I'd say the more you put yourself out there, the more opportunity comes. And there was another thing I wanted to say. Oh, it's always to be nice to every single person that you meet. There have been so many situations where I have cracked the code on something just because I, sat down with somebody and we just took the time to interact. I think a lot of people, especially in networking opportunities, feel like they need to have a target of the person that they need to talk to, or if someone is, not relevant to them, they're not going to be nice or speak to them or whatever. And I think that's just the exact opposite of what you should be doing. And I can definitely say that being kind has taken me really, really far.
That's a really, really good piece of advice. And I feel like a lot of young women who like may find themselves in their position or like, you know, become successful in content creation or whatnot, you never want to feel like you're too good for someone else or like put anyone down. And I think being nice opens up so many doors.
I hate the concept of people thinking they're too good for something, because you never are.
No. So describe what it means to be naturally you, and what does being your true self look like today?
Being my true self. Curiosity, allowing myself to be curious about things is what makes me me, and also I guess bringing fun and authenticity to everything that I do. Because I don't have like a business degree or anything, I didn't learn any corporate jargon. So
a lot of entrepreneurs don't have a business degree.
True. I've heard this, and it's become a new norm.
Yeah.
But I think where I've had fun in it is that because I don't have this jargon and these names and words and whatever, the way that I interact with people or learn about things is not the traditional sense. But I love it that way because I show up how I want to show up. I don't feel like I'm putting on some facade to try and impress somebody. And because of that, I'm always led in the right direction. If I was being someone who I wasn't, and maybe something, you know, good happened, then I would have to stay in this character this whole time, which is, you know, not who I actually am. And I think that alludes perfectly to being naturally myself.
I think that's really refreshing because a lot of times as a young woman trying to like show up in like a business space, like you're trying to put on an act so people will take you seriously. But I think showing up authentically and, you know, again, a story like when I first started the company and we got into this tech accelerator, like the first day they were like the KPIs, and I was like, I have no idea what a KPI is.
Still don't fully know, but like I say it sometimes just for fun.
And when you're like, I don't know what that is, can you explain to me? People genuinely like do want to help you and like will guide you, because you're showing up and showing like vulnerability, you know?
Exactly. I used to be so scared until I tried it, and then they were so nice about it. I was like, okay, some people won't be, but those aren't people you want to interact with. So
no, not at all.
They don't know what they're doing.
Well, this was so refreshing. You are so kind, so authentic, and very inspirational. Can you tell everyone where we can follow you, help maybe like donate, whatever we can do? What are like the places to find you?
Yeah. Can I look at the camera?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can follow me on my Instagram and TikTok at Isan Elba, ISANELBA, and then also at Beauty Access on Instagram, and then www.beautyaccess.org to learn about Beauty Access and Beauty Forward.
Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
That was fun.